Welcome to Expat American. I am the Expat American standing in Moscow, Russia, with someone who was born in the U.S., but guess what? He is not a U.S. citizen anymore. Why would someone renounce their citizenship? Find out now.
Genetics.
Just
compatible with Russia. Oh, okay.
It does, of course. It's a little bit nicer in summer, but it is great year-round.
I see myself in this part of the world a lot more from now on.
Your videos get like 100 views.
What is that anyway?
The echo, it's a motorcycle.
Oh, okay. Noise issues.
As an individual entrepreneur, it has certain limitations, but
Uzbeks, Tajiks.
All right, man. So you were born in the U.S., and then what happened?
Then I traveled all over the world, been to 70 countries or more, and I noticed that America isn't what everybody says it is, and the countries that Americans can go to, like Canada and Australia, they're also going in the wrong direction. I associate myself more with the east of the world, the Middle East, these Soviet blocs, all these different countries. And if you're an American in this part of the world, it's actually a little bit tricky to get visas and to access different countries. So I decided to completely exit America in that way. And people say it's the land of the free, but in reality, it's the land with the least freedom, because as an American all around the world, the taxes, the regulations, the restrictions, they follow you. You can't really exit them unless you even give up your citizenship. And it's a great irony. It's the land of the free, but its citizens are the least free in the world.
So are you genetically Eastern, or you just identify with that culture better?
I'm Puerto Rican, actually. I'm Latino. All my family speaks Spanish. We don't speak English at home. I just learned it at school. So we never even identified as Americans, but by birth, you technically are American if you're born in Puerto Rico. It's also a tax haven, so a lot of Americans move to Puerto Rico, and they realize it's not that much to get there, so they look at other places around the world to move to.
You know, this park is supposed to be like 4 different geographical territories. In case you don't know where we are in Russia, this is our Yade Park. We came here because Red Square is closed because they're having a festival, and we wanted St. Basil's behind us in the background. But I wanted to ask you, what is your profession? Because you're traveling the world. A lot of people are probably thinking, how does this guy do this?
We help high net worth entrepreneurs either buy passports legally or move to other countries.
Oh, winter was not a problem. No? This is their dome, which creates summer year-round in this little greenhouse. But I want to ask you next, what countries do you prefer and not prefer, and why?
I would say traditional Christian countries. They tend to keep the family alive. Children tend to be brought up in a very conservative way, and I love that style of culture. I don't like the West, how it's going in the direction of destroying the family. And overall, I know this is not accidental, it's intentional that they're trying to do that.
All right, well, the other thing I'm interested in knowing then about you is what countries do you have citizenship in now, and why?
I have St. Kitts and Nevis. It's a very small country. You can invest into the country. I did that 2 years ago. I gave them 150 grand and they gave me the passport. And then I also have Serbian citizenship. Serbia is a country where I have a company, I have a lot of staff. and I've invested a lot into the country. And it's also very friendly to this country we're in right now. And the prime ministers are friends between each other. So overall, it was a very strategic decision to get Serbian citizenship, just because it opens up the eastern part of the world. And then St. Kitts is just a very neutral, small country that you can access the world with.
So I'm guessing you researched and you picked citizenships in 2 different countries that would allow you mobility to go almost wherever you want in the world. Is that the idea?
Pretty much, except the CUNA, Canada, United States, New Zealand, Australia countries. Those 4 I can't access. I've been to all 4 and I didn't like any of them, so I'm good.
Does it look like we're in Europe? Well, we sort of are. It's beautiful though, isn't it? So I wanted to ask you, why did you renounce your citizenship? Hello to all the viewers from Russia, Europe, and the United States. I've been using Synthesit for a long time, and I recommend that you check out the video interviews with people who have used Synthesit to restore their health and vitality. Over the past 3 years, consumers have given about 400 interviews. And if you go to Synthesit's YouTube channel, you can find playlists in English, German, and Russian to see these interesting interviews. Perhaps among these interviews, you will find cases that will help you solve your health problems and regain vitality. I will be glad if my information helps you live better, feel better, and be healthy. Be sure to check out these unique video materials, which include interviews with famous athletes, doctors, and ordinary people. These are very interesting stories of real people. What mistakes do people make? What do they regret? What are they proud of? What difficult situations do they face, and how do they cope with them? All the links are in the description of this video.
Mainly because of taxes and the restrictions that the US imposes on US citizens. If you go somewhere else, you open a bank account, you need to tell them about that bank account and everything that's in there. It also restricts you from doing many things like opening a company somewhere. That's a great way to get a visa, and anywhere in the world, you just open a little company, you pay somebody. Now, that company is always subject to US tax. You need to be very careful how you do everything. So they really trap you in this place where they either want you to live in the US or they make you renounce. And there's no way to get out of that. So it's a very hard decision, because you might not be able to go see your family, you might not be able to buy a house in the US. It's a big decision for anyone. But if you embrace freedom and you really want to be able to enjoy the world without always being tied to the US, it just makes sense.
What do you think of Russia?
Honestly, I love it. I've never been to a country where I saw myself living in, because I've been to almost 100 at this point, and I've never found a place where I wanted to live. Dubai is my home because it's my tax home. I pay 0 tax there, and I don't have any problems in life, and Dubai is just making my business very simple. But in a place to spend time where it has traditional values, it also has very beautiful women, because in Dubai, I mean, there's a lot of Russian and Eastern women, but here you just have a massive amount of them, and that's my particular type. I absolutely love how they look, how they dress, the makeup they wear. They really take that into consideration every day. I think it's a beautiful country.
I agree. I'll second that.
I mean, you have a Russian wife.
I have a Russian wife, and I mean this in a very polite Christian way. I think the women are beautiful, and I think they are partly that way because they take care of themselves.
Correct.
Which is great.
I love the food. I love the streets. Obviously, I've been to other regions of Moscow, so other regions of Russia. I've been to the Urals, and that was a lot poorer, a lot less developed, a lot harder, and it was a different accent of Russian as well. So depending where you go, just make sure you come to Moscow and you stay somewhere near the center the first time, because if not, it might be a culture shock. The first time I came here, I absolutely loved it because I was staying in the center of Moscow, and I spent all my time in the center of Moscow. Once you understand and once you speak a little bit of the language, you can then go explore Yekaterinburg or Novosibirsk. That I think is going to be an even higher culture shock.
Right, or maybe St. Petersburg, perhaps?
I've heard it's pretty much the same as Moscow, like the same vibe.
Oh yeah, you haven't been there yet?
No, I haven't been there.
Oh yeah, you should check it out. I would say that if this is like the king of Russia, Moscow, St. Petersburg is like the queen, so
right.
It's a much more of an artistic European-looking place, and this is more of the business place. Maybe like New York versus San Francisco.
Gotcha.
But even that, saying San Francisco, that's an insult to St. Petersburg nowadays. Unfortunately,
it's terrible now. Yeah.
We're getting near the end of the video, which means I'm getting hungry, and the subscribers know that means it's gonna be time to eat. But before we do, I wanted to ask you, what's something you can share on this channel that you've never shared on your channel?
I want to say that I'm investing in Russia, and even though I've never recommended it in my channel, and I purposely avoid saying it, I am buying an apartment in Russia. I think it's a great idea long term. I think it's a market that in the next 10-20 years can do extremely well. Everybody's avoiding it, everybody's just ignoring it, but the people that are investing here are going to see the potential in the future, and it's just going to keep growing. So if you watch my channel, you might not know that I'm investing in this country, and I think it's a good idea if you're open to the risk of losing everything. Invest in Russia.
Good advice. Intriguing advice.
Yeah.
I'm on a work visa. Which is a work visa.
So this guy has never eaten here before. He's impressed with Russian food. So we've come to MORE U. I think this is the most successful chain restaurant in Moscow, probably like 30 locations. If you're here and you want to know what's just general Russian food like, this will give you a good spread at a good price. And we're going to enjoy eating.
Tax, or is that just for inland companies? If you buy property in certain areas, lower decile areas, it entitles you to a lower tax rate. So
He just had his first Granky stick. So what do you think of this feast here?
I love it overall. As we were talking about before, like Russian food, it's less vibrant than, let's say, Mexican or Latino
Yes,
food.
Josiah was criticizing your food, Russians. The cameraman.
It's bad. It's much healthier and better than American food, that's for sure. And it's much fresher. When you eat a tomato is a great example. You eat a tomato in the US, it tastes like chemicals. You eat a tomato here, it tastes just like it melts in your mouth and explodes. I love it.
All right, guys, so if you've been saying to yourself, wow, I love this guy, I want more of him, he has his own YouTube channel. Tell us the details.
Wealthy Expat, you can Google it or YouTube it or just click the link.
Put the link right here or here.
Check it out.
Stop. Wait a second, guys. I forgot to say something very important, and that is I am also on the Wealthy Expat's channel. And on his channel, I will reveal something about myself, a significant fact that I've never said on this channel. So, if you want to know what that is, go over to his channel, click subscribe, and watch that video. And yes, I am in another train bathroom. Headed to where? Find out soon. Alright guys, so you know the drill. Click like, subscribe, ring the bell notification, hit the share button right now, interrupt my speech and send this to your friends, and click the box to see what happens next. And also, if you are a long-term subscriber and you haven't yet figured out the new information on your own that I'm going to share on the Wealthy Expats channel, you will definitely be surprised. You able to fudge that way some for St. Basis?
I could, but I think this works fine.
Oh, like that in front of my face? It's a long escalator. Hello friends, I say friends and not subscribers because I just checked my internal numbers and 75% of you viewers are not subscribed. Come on guys! Are you scared? No one will know, just subscribe already. Other platforms we are on for fun or entertainment, or in case we disappear here, go follow us on our new Telegram channel, VK and Rumble as our backup for watching videos if the day ever comes that we disappear here. If you want to support the show because we work for ourselves and no boss is paying us, you can do so on Patreon. If you're Russian, you can make donations here. All the links are listed in the description. Don't forget we have emails on immigration inquiries below, English language classes, and sponsorship. Make the world a better place. Am I in Russia or am I in the jungle? And keep it safe for my children. And yours too, of course.